everybody, I'm Elisa and welcome to my channel Numinous. Today I'll be doing a reading for the astrological sign Gemini, and that's if it resonates with you somewhere in your natal chart, as well as if you're cross-watching, and even if you found your way here. The most important thing is if it doesn't resonate with you, please don't try to force it. It's just like not your story this week, and to check out another sign in one of my readings or another YouTuber, possibly be better energy for you to tap into. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a deep breath together. And I ask that we're grounded and present, open to receive messages, and that I can be a clear channel. So this will be your weekly energy. I have it dated for the 21st to the 28th, but it's not strict rules to stick by. It's just for me to organize my YouTube better. So it's whenever it finds you, right? So the situation that we're gonna be looking at is, I will say before I look at this, when I was shuffling, a lot of the things that I was seeing was things about you kind of needing to speak up. I think you're feeling a lot of emotions right now, and here's the heart chakra. You're gaining the power to come forward with, I think you're going through some kind of heart chakra activation. You could be feeling like a heaviness on your chest, and I think it's if that's typically where you would feel anxiety, it feels a little bit different than that. I think in a sense it feels heavy. It feels like it feels deep, and you're trying to charge forward in a very logical, wise way, but you're also in the sense of like ready to tap into your animal instinct of just, I have the strength to do this. I have like I feel like you're really you're really talking yourself up right there, and I think that's fabulous. So 2 more cards for the situation. Well, we have the Magician and Patience and Planning. This is something that you've been wanting for a really long time. And I really do feel like you haven't really spoken up about it, but you really have manifested it. And I think you know that you had to go through some changes here. You had to go through a lot of changes in your physical world. I think you had to experience different relationships. I think, you just had to ultimately grow more before you could really hold and feel the vision that you want. And I think the way that you know that you've come into your power, come into your strength, is because you truly feel it in your heart. And this is different than something that you felt before. And I think that's what's kind of woken you up in the sense of, I think your decision is pretty clear about which way that you want to go. So I'm gonna get a Osho Zen Tarot card for what it is you're being patient for. What it is that you're manifesting. What is it? The 3 of Pentacles. And going with the flow. So we have the Ace of Cups. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. This is new love. And, with this guidance card, me kind of saying that you're trusting your heart in this situation, right? Because your emotions here, the Cups card, the Ace of Cups is all about self-love and new beginnings, and you feel like you've really attained that, and now you're just following the guidance. You're following your heart. You're following your heart, Gemini. It's beautiful. Let me know in the comment section if I'm right. Maybe like the video too, please. So for the action you're needing to take is, we have the Ace of Wands and Balance, which is Judgment. And I want to take note here of the one that we have with the Magician. This is really important that you've achieved this balance, that you've created this solid, stable individuality, taken the leadership in your life, and you're excited, and I think you want to share it. You want to share it with the people around you. I think you're ready to give. If this is like just one relationship in particular, you're very passionate about it. The chemistry's there. The signs are there for you to continue to open up your heart to this situation, and particularly because you have been manifesting it. So it is a little bit of a reminder too, to keep yourself in balance through this very passionate time. That's almost like choked a little bit. So 2 more cards for the action. I think, part of me just saying, making sure that you're keeping this in balance, is that you realize that maybe this union with this person, this relationship, could throw you off your track. And that's because you're experiencing something new in your heart. And I think for one, I don't think you want to lose it, which means in a sense you're holding too tightly onto it and not so much going with the flow. That's why you're trapped in your head, feeling this anxiety, this just ruminating, seeing all the different possibilities. But if you rely on your intuition and in a sense just lean in, that balance is going to keep working itself out. It's just gonna keep turning for you. It's a revolving door. You've really worked far to get here, and I think the spiritual union here with the 2 of Cups that you have with yourself, you're ready to share your emotions with somebody else, and that's scary, but it's gonna be perfect. I think because whoever else involved feels this with you too. So 2 cards for the outcome. So we have the heartbreak and loss, heartache and loss, which is the 3 of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles, movements, choices, and decisions. Sorry, let me get that better focus. I know I kind of made a face when this came out, but it's because I think this trapped in fear energy that you were feeling is knowing that you're going to have to lose something, whether that's a lifestyle change, whether that's a person. Maybe it's a person that you're not even really fond of anymore, but you realize that it's like it's just kind of like it's hard. But in a sense, you've been juggling a lot, and you realize that maybe this thing isn't serving you. And that's a part of that, that passionate energy that you don't want to burn out. And so you're protecting yourself more. And I think the heartache and loss aspects of it is that even though you realize that there's going to be a change, you're going to be perfectly fine because it's all in your head. And that, fear is the only thing, fear itself, whatever. And so it's just kind of buckling down and making those changes. I want to clarify the heartache and loss, and actually the 2 of Pentacles. So let's just get clarification for this set of cards. It's too many cards. It was like 5. You are needing to speak up though, and I think that's what's finally come up, is that you realize that you do. Courage, and this is the same card as this is the Strength card in this deck. So this is double emphasis about you have the power and you have the strength and you have the courage to speak up and get what you want out of this situation. You want to manifest this thing, and so I think you have been working very hard to get yourself through the cracks, and see all the possibilities, and then you're like, I'm picking this way, and you're full bloom, you're really embracing it. So and that's a part of the loss, right? Is that not everybody likes to see us succeed. Some people just try to put roadblocks and things in our way. So we have the Hermit, aloneness. Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of like your realization that you still have some inner work to do, some healing to do, some thoughts to do in order to manifest the relationship that you really want. Because I feel like there's a couple different energies here, not just you, but a few other people. And so it really goes back to that idea that you do have options, and in a sense, you have been juggling them. And you're seeing that maybe you need to go back to the drawing board because you see one more than the other, but I don't think you're there. I don't think you're, I think maybe the thing that you really want is what you're trapped about, and therefore going through the heartache and loss aspects. So 2 more cards for the outcome. And we have kind of exactly what I was just saying. You're holding yourself back from getting your wish fulfillment. This is so weird because it's like you started off the reading by really opening yourself up and being ready. But again, that temptation aspect, you're scared to give your heart to this situation because I think it is really the thing that you've been manifesting, the thing that you've wanted. So it's, I'm really questioning in a sense, like what are you afraid of? Let's see. Let's pull some tarot cards to see what you're afraid of, Gemini. The Master. This is the Magician again. Here, like you'd be surprised even while I was shuffling some of the repeat cards that I've seen. The message is very clear about what you want. And it's honestly straight up just believing that the thing that you want, it is right in front of you. This new beginning, this thing that's going to help you keep your individuality, but also, integrate this love and expansion into your world. You've done it. You've achieved it. Now you just have to believe it. And this is being trapped in fear, seeing that there's loss in the situation, right? The mental energy. This is where you're stuck. Sorry guys about the cats. So I think she's here to emphasize that there's loss in this situation, but it's okay. She can stay there because we're just gonna pull some unicorn cards now. So we have growth. Seek out a mentor, a guide. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. And even when I was looking at both of the Magician cards, they're old, like, and even this card here, similar, the Strength card in this deck. It's an older person with wisdom, and so, it is like aspects of seeing how you've grown from the past, how these relationships and people around you have grown, and that maybe this thing that you're afraid of really has something to offer you. And I think in a sense you've already learned a lot from the situation, but maybe it's afraid to acknowledge how much growth it really has given you. You're really questioning something there about speaking up about it. And I think it's just about putting yourself out there. And that's, growth. We grow when we're uncomfortable in a sense, right? And so I think this is uncomfortable for you, this fear that you're feeling. And you're ready to move forward. Totally ready to move forward, Gemini. So if this has been resonating with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to pull one more card. Moonology card. See right here, communication is key. I saw this card. This is new moon in Gemini. So you really are having to speak up. Let it out. You've grown so much. How are you guys doing after Mercury retrograde ended, huh? Is it better for you? Things clear, communication back to logic, you know. And I think speaking of Mercury retrograde, it's if that's where all this loss and this fear kind of really came up for you, but also the clarity about how passionate you are and what you want out of this situation. So the card that we have is, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. The full moon in Sagittarius is actually in your time frame. It would probably be in June next year. So, if I'm correct, I believe. So, I'm not saying that for timing purposes, but I am saying that, you know, Sagittarius is your opposite. And so I think this energy that we're in is helping you expand on your visions and the things that you want. And that could be the scary aspects to everything. I just realized I didn't pull any numerology cards for some advice. And so I'm going to help. I'm just going to do that real quick before I wrap up the reading. But I think a part of the advice is, look at the bigger picture. Look that even though this communication might cause some heartache, it might be hard for you to do. It might be hard to get out of this fear. Just think about how good it is when you do finally do it, and how good it's going to feel when you finally step into your power some more, right? Taking the leadership, creativity. You're feeling this in your gut that this is something that you need to do. You need to communicate this in order to feel more whole and more grounded and really seeing where you've grown. So, mind, body, spirit alignment. And I think this is about you following your intuition. So it feels like, in a sense, like your spirit is the thing that's needing to expand. And it has been, right? Because your heart chakra, that's what we started out with, the heart chakra and the strength card. So it's just using that fiery passion and energy that's here resting in your solar plexus. Get creative and say something that you need to say. Okay, Gemini? Well, I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please let me know below. Like it, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please look in the description box below, as well as my social medias down there. Lunar Elise, which is my Facebook and Instagram. All right, have a beautiful week. Much love.